They're here. Oh my gosh. Ah! Oh, sorry. We weren't ready for you guys yet. You guys are early.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ryan Custom.
Dun 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 dun.
No.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl with bright blonde hair.
And she was only 10 years old, but she was the oldest child, and she wanted a job.
The oldest child where?
Of her family.
Oh. The oldest child in the world.
That'd be an interesting story.
Be an interesting world. So she decided to get a job.
Unfortunately, she was only 10 years old, and the minimum age, at least for that town, was 16. So what are you gonna do, little girl?
She built herself a pair of stilts and wore super long pants and said that she had a short torso disease and she went to get a job.
The only problem now was her youthful 10-year-old face.
So she put on a lot of makeup. But she was really not very good at applying it.
She was not good at applying her makeup, but she was great at applying for jobs. Pretty soon she had one. She was a florist.
The person who hired her would never show herself. She was always hiding in her office and would send this little girl to mind the shop all day long. So she sold flowers, which was unfortunate because she was allergic to flowers.
One day she heard this sound behind the door. It sounded like crying.
She was sad too because that day her grandpa had just died. And so she decided to go and cry with her boss.
But she couldn't unlock the door, so she just sat by the door and cried.
Then she said, "Do you want to build a snowman?"
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did. She started singing the song, and then the door opened, and a lady came out and was like, "You're really a little girl, because you're singing Frozen songs, and only little girls aren't sick of them yet." And then
true.
It turns out that her boss was really her grandmother, and so that's why she was sad, because her grandpa just died.
After that, Grandma decided to help her and said, "You know, it's perfectly legal, since you're my granddaughter, for you to help out around here, and I'll just pay you at home." And so she had a job after all.
And she was able to skip income tax.
Which is awesome. Happily ever after. I mean, you can't get much happier than that. Except for the grandpa thing, but I mean...
And then it turns out that he was really alive and he just passed out from too much marigold pollen.
Luckily, he was a very strong man, so he was able to rip out of his coffin and bust through the grave. I think the only problem with this story is that they all seem to be allergic to flowers, but they work at a florist.
So they sell it and buy a pool.
There we go. We made a story that was not depressing.
Well, it was depressing, but we fixed it.
We fixed it.
So, for the new royal custom.
Royal custom!
Every time you yawn.
Every time you yawn, you must also fake sneeze.
That's you.
That was terrible.
Yeah. So,
Look at it!
I will see.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
How is that not vile?
It's amazing.
Alright, comment whether you think that it's vile or beautiful, because
I love it.
it's vile.
Oh, Joe.
A juice.